I'm not excessive at all. However, I do like affection, and it's coming right up. Oosh!
Oh! Saved by Slaanesh.
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, here we are again with Saved by Slaanesh. This is my Emperor's Children Slaanesh themed series of videos. It's actually my 66th video. How apt is that? Double six in the series. But you may be new to this series. It may be your first video of the series. And to be fair, it's been a while since I've made one because the Emperor's Children have been in a box, just hiding somewhere, ready for Games Workshop to release the Emperor's Children Codex. And, well, it's coming. Now, before we talk about the new LVO Previews, I'm going to do a little backstory of my army for you so you can catch up. Now, of course, this channel is a Necron-based channel primarily. However, I do have 6 other armies, and that's why I put "and more" at the end of the channel name. Now, today I'm wearing my brand new Necrons t-shirt, which I'm loving. I do love my Necrons. It's my biggest and main love. However, the Emperor's Children are here, and I have an Emperor's Children army. Well, sort of. Let me explain. I was gifted a massive box of models by one of my subscribers many years ago. There were some metal Eldar miniatures in there, a massive amount of Eldar. There was some Dark Eldar in there. There was some Space Marines in there, and there was some Chaos Space Marines in there. And in 2016, I decided I would like to start a new army. I wasn't sure which one to go for. I decided to go for Chaos Space Marines, but I wasn't really sure which one of the 4 Chaos Guards to follow. My plan was to start my Chaos army in 2017. It was my new army project. But right at the end of 2016, I found out that my wife at the time had an affair. And I'll be honest, it was a setback, let's put it that way. It was my second marriage and the second time that my other half had an affair on me. Not with me, but on me. I can laugh about it now because it was a long time ago, but it put me in a very dark place. However, it did inspire me to do an Emperor's Children army. Not just any old Emperor's Children army, but a really heavily sort of demon changed Slaanesh army. My Emperor's Children were going to be quite demon based. Lots of tentacles, lots of Daemonettes, demon princes. You get my drift. So I went to work on this new army, and I also wanted to make this army the best army that I've done. I wanted to heavily convert the miniatures. I wanted really thematic bases, and I wanted to paint it to the highest paint job that I could do. I started my series of videos showing off all of the miniatures that I was gifted, and also some miniatures which I'd won in giveaways on YouTube. And then I got some feedback from you guys because, to be honest, I didn't really know much about Chaos, certainly not much about Emperor's Children. So you guys gave me a load of feedback, and I made video after video doing discussion topics and gradually coming up with a concept for the army. And the concept I came up with was 36 Noise Marines, 6 units of 6. I wanted this army to be really, really themed. It was going to be a themed army, not an army to win on the table, but an army to really satisfy how I was feeling at the time, and to come up with an army that just looked really, really awesome on the table. That was the plan. So yeah, 36 Noise Marines was my starting point. And, well, to be fair, the models which I was gifted weren't really Noise Marine based, so I had to really work on the miniatures. I actually went to a third-party company called Spellcrow Spellcrow do some Pleasure Marine bits, some really awesome bits. I got loads of those bits, and then I converted all the models which I had. I was using Chaos Space Marine stuff. I had some sort of demon tentacles and bits and pieces that I was either gifted or which I got off of eBay, plus the bits from Spellcrow. So I went to town converting all of these miniatures, and of course Noise Marines are all about noise and sound and music, and I am a massive Prince fan, if you didn't know already. I love Prince. So I sort of got inspired by the Prince side of things as well. So when it came to choosing a weapon for my champions, I decided to use the Spellcrow guitars which I got, and they could be a proxy for any weapon that the champion's using. So I did loads of different poses, I magnetised my miniatures, and I had a lot of fun building those miniatures. I got a tentacle maker from Green Stuff World, and I made loads of tentacles for the bases. I made the bases quite tall because I was, well, slightly concerned that maybe in the future we'd have new models which would be bigger than my models. So I put them on taller bases to make them taller, which hopefully will do the job now that the new miniatures are coming out. And once they were done, of course, I went about painting them. I've got loads of videos about painting them. It took me hours to paint those 36 Noise Marines, but I did paint them to the best of my ability. Every single miniature has a different pose. Every single one of them has a good amount of mutation with either claws or tentacles or whatever bits and pieces I could find. I really like how they came out. I painted all of the areas that are around the mutations with purple highlights, and then the rest of the highlights are with grey highlights. So you can really sort of sense that these miniatures were mutating, because that's what I really wanted for these Noise Marines. I wanted them to be on the cusps of turning into demons. I was also gifted a Demon Prince from one of my subscribers. Again, I just feel so lucky that so many people have gifted me models. It's just amazing. But I wanted to really put a lot of work into this Demon Prince that I was gifted and make it as awesome as I could. So I converted it into a Demon Princess. I did a load of green stuff. I added some Tyranid bits to it to give me this towel. Did the wings, which come on and off so I can have it flying or not flying. And I magnetised the head. I've got two different head options. And I magnetised all of the arms. I made it as cool looking as I could. And of course I painted it the best that I could as well. Now I did build 20 Daemonettes as well, because my vision was all of these Noise Marines backed up by lots of demon models. So 60 Daemonettes was the plan at the time. Now, of course, I don't know what the new Codex is going to bring, but I believe currently Daemonettes are only in units of 10. I'm not 100% sure on that. However, yeah, I want to add Daemonettes to this army. That was the plan, but something happened. In 2019, I met my current partner, my fiance, and yeah, obviously I wasn't feeling quite as dark and grim inside, so the Empress Children army sort of went into the background a little bit, and then I was concentrating a lot on the channel with my Necrons, and only Necron content was really doing very well on the channel. So whilst I did sort of continue doing some Saved by Slaanesh videos, they weren't that popular, and the series sort of just dwindled away. However, yes, Games Workshop have announced Empress Children are coming, a new codex, new models, and it's coming this year. It's coming pretty soon. And of course, now I'm in a good place, and whilst this army was from a dark place, I no longer see it as a dark place army. I just see it as an army which I've made and put a lot of time and effort into. And I want to finish it because I don't have any characters for this army, so I can't even play it at the moment. Okay, so I've got my laptop here just for reference because this only came out very recently and I've only seen it a couple of hours ago, and I got inspired to make this video. This video is totally unscripted and unplanned. So yeah, a while ago, of course, we got the announcement of the Primarch Fulgrim coming out. So the new miniature looks pretty cool, I must admit. So of course, that's another miniature I probably will want to add to the army. And then of course, today we had the announcement of some other miniatures. Now, as I said, I've got my 36 Noise Marines, so I don't really need any Noise Marines. I'm not going to be playing this army at a Games Workshop event, so it doesn't matter that my army is not just GW miniatures. However, yes, I haven't got any characters. And of course, we got the brand new miniature for Lucius coming out. Now, that miniature does look really awesome. I had in my head planned to get the Wargaming exclusive version of him, because of course this miniature is quite an old miniature. The previous one, I think it was still metal, probably then fine cast, so we were desperately needing a new miniature. Of course, Games Workshop, I think, have done really well on this miniature. It looks really awesome, so I think I'm probably going to get the Games Workshop one. Maybe I'll have the Wargaming exclusive one as well, just to compare it. That'd be pretty cool if I could maybe get someone from Wargaming exclusive who may potentially send me one. Who knows? And then we can compare them both. That'd be pretty cool. We've then also got some Chaos Lords. So I assume these aren't champions. I mean, obviously, I don't know how it's all going to work, but previously you had the Noise Marines, and one of them was upgraded to a champion. These are Lords, so I assume these are actual characters that can then join the units. So it would be quite useful to have some Lords for my army. And what I'm really liking so far, looking at these two miniatures, is I think they're going to match my current range of Noise Marines really well. They're quite similar, to be honest. So I'm really happy with that. I was hoping they wouldn't be like totally different, that the aesthetics wouldn't fit. And then of course we've got the actual Noise Marines themselves, which they look really cool. I've got nothing against them. I like them. However, of course, I don't need Noise Marines. I've got 36 Noise Marines. I don't plan to add any more Noise Marines to them. And I thought it was really interesting. And one thing I was really happy about, hopefully this means it's going to happen, is that you get 2 units of 6 in the box set, which I'm going to talk about in a second. 2 units of 6 Noise Marines. So hopefully that means that in the Codex, we will be able to take these Noise Marines in units of 6s and maybe units of 12, which is how I've modelled my Noise Marines, 6 units of 6 or 3 units of 12. Now, of course, in the Index Noise Marines, they were in units of 5 or 10. So hopefully, as we've got a unit of 6 in this box set, or 2 units of 6, hopefully that means we will be in 6s, because otherwise it will be annoying and won't be very fluffy, let's be honest. So I don't really need Noise Marines. So the question is, there is this new box set coming out. Do I need it? Now we've got another unit, the Palatine Blades. Now I don't know if these are just a refresh, a model refresh, or a brand new unit. I think they're a brand new unit. I don't think I've heard of these before. And they look really cool. They basically look like close combat Noise Marines. Actually, they look a bit slender compared to Noise Marines. They are a bit more finesse, let's say. The models obviously seem to be quite tall as well, so of course they're going to be Primaris sort of model size. And talking of these, in the box set, let's have a quick look. You get 2 units of 6 Noise Marines, as I said. You get 2 units of 10 of these Infractors that can be alternatively built as Tormentors and a Lord Exultant. Okay, so I think I'm getting a bit confused here. They're talking about the Elite Palatine Blades. Maybe that's a unit which isn't in this box set, maybe a unit which is coming further, or maybe I'm just getting confused on how it's all worded. As I said, I'm absolute noob when it comes to Emperor's Children. However, yes, in the box you get 10 Infractors, which can also be built into 10 Tormentors, and you get this Lord Exultant. It says this is a perfect way to start the new Emperor's Children army, and to cap it off, It comes with an exclusive variant of the Codex Emperor's Children and a full set of data cards, pretty cool, and a new transfer sheet. So the question is, do I need to buy this? Because I don't need those noise marines, but I think that's the only thing I don't really need. And maybe those noise marines, well, I can either sell them or I could potentially just use them for bits, for conversions, because yeah, I want to convert as many of these miniatures as I can, keep the theme up of my army being, well, heavily converted. You get the special sort of edition Codex, although there's going to be a limited edition coming as well. I'm not actually sure if I like the artwork of that Codex or the standard one better, but of course having the data cards in there is going to be pretty cool as well. I suppose it depends how much this box set is. I'm not absolutely flush with cash at the moment, I'll be honest. My partner has mental health issues and she doesn't work at the moment. So yeah, it's just my income sort of supporting us. So I don't know how much money I'm going to invest in this Emperor's Children army. Do I buy this box set? Depends how much it is, and it depends whether or not it's going to be good value, because if I'm not going to be using those noise marines, is it going to be better value for me just to buy the Codex and the data cards? I don't need the transfer sheets. So yeah, it's good. We'll have to see how it goes. And then of course, on top of all that, we're going to have to buy Lucius, and we're going to have to buy the new Fulgrim Primarch. Well, we don't have to, but we want to. So we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited though, and I'd love to know if you're excited about me getting back to my Emperor's Children army. Let me know in the comments box below. In the meantime, here is my Saved by Slaanesh series of videos, and here is the showcase videos for my Demon Princess and my Noise Marines that you may enjoy.